So they've fitted me the wrong brake discs. And the drop from here is phenomenal. It's absolutely frightens me to death looking over the edge of that. Really put a lump in my throat to read all the little pets' names. This is what I dreamt about, getting park-ups like this. Hi folks, and welcome back. It's the start of my week off. Whoop whoop. And this week I'm going over towards the North Aberdeenshire coast. I'm going to have a run along the top there. I've never been before, so I'm looking forward to that. But one of the main reasons is that I need to get all the brakes on the van. And the best quote I've had for what I want is from a little service station just the other side of Inverness. And so that's where we're going first, and I'll catch you later. Bye. So I dropped the van off at the service station and I had a walk into a nearby seaside town, and while I was walking up the road I was pleasantly surprised to see this osprey flying around over the sea, and it kept diving in and picking up little fish. It was a real pleasure to watch. And so after watching that for 15 or 20 minutes I carried on, found a little coffee shop, had a brownie and a cappuccino. I took Ellie a long walk on the beach and just tried to pass a few hours on waiting for the van to be ready. So I got back to the service station and the van was ready for picking up. So we set off with my brand new brakes and we set off towards Lossiemouth, a place I'd never been before. I was really excited to go there. And I found this quite nice park up. It was only a car park called Gregory Place, but you were allowed to stay there for one night. Donations you could give, and also there was a little sign telling you the rules and regulations, also places where you could empty a chemical toilet, and where there was just public toilets for general use as well. And it was quite a nice place. It was peaceful. It was very close to all the amenities. They were just a very short walk away, and also very close to the beaches, which I'll show you now. There was also this funky little surf shack next to the car park that you could get surf lessons from. Also this bar across the road, it was a sports bar where you could get nice meals and drinks from there. Also Lossiemouth is known for its Air Force base, and you could see the Typhoons flying about regularly, really spectacular, and I managed to get a few decent shots with the camera of these. So when I decided to get my brakes sorted finally, I decided to go for Bosch after doing some research, and this is what I got a quote for from the service station. And as you can see on the invoice, that's what I've been billed for, Bosch brake discs front and rear. And I've just been outside to check my brand new shiny discs, and this is what I found. Well, I don't know if you can see that down there on the brake disc. That says Delphi Technologies. I have paid and asked for Bosch, so they've fitted me the wrong brake discs. So why would somebody do that? That is so annoying. That means I'm going to have to go back to the service station now. I'm going to have to cause a stink and have words with them about it, see what they're going to do. And that's going to be on my mind now for the rest of my week off, which is going to sour my whole week off. So annoying. So I left Lossiemouth and carried on the north coast, and I came to Spey Bay, and there was a lovely car park at the end, but it was quite busy, but I managed to squeeze the van in. And Spey Bay is also the home of the Scottish Dolphin Centre, and they have this lovely visitors centre with a cafe attached. There's a little shop where you can buy souvenirs. And also they have these screens with showing you a live feed from out in the ocean. They have cameras set up looking out for dolphins. and they also have these other screens, and they're playing the sounds that dolphins make, that squealing sound. And I don't know whether this one is a live feed, but you can hear dolphins calling from this one. And also there's a board showing you exactly what's being seen out in the ocean by people and visitors. An osprey carrying a fish, and also this storyboard about ospreys, which was quite ironic because an osprey kept flying overhead, and I managed to get some great shots of it with my long camera lens. And there were also these swans out on the sea, and also this merganser was knocking about as well. So we set off and we drove along the coast, and eventually we came to a little place called Cullen, and little did I know at the time, but I was going to have a lovely time here. It was a lovely place, and in the car park on the beach there's this little food shack, and these two huge stones standing like centurions guarding the entrance to the beach there. And me and Ellie walked all the way along the beach right to the end. There was quite a few of these like, I don't know if they're sandstone or not, but these stone structures that created caves and formations, which were really interesting to look at. And at the end of the beach there's a path that goes up to the top of the cliff, and from up there you've got some cracking views, and some little benches which are useful for people of my age. And there's a golf course there, and lovely views across the bay. It would have been really good if we could have stopped in the car park there, but there was this sign, so we moved along the coast and I found this fantastic park up. So we're here at a place called Cullen, and we've woke up to the most amazing views, and this is what I dreamt about, getting park ups like this. And I'll turn the camera around and show you what I mean. Just look at that. Over there's the main beach, and I've got a guy, Charlie, parked next door. Really lovely guy from Burton-on-Trent, and he's been filling me in a little bit about the local area. But this morning we just sat here and 4 dolphins swam past, and I got some pictures which I'll show you now with a big camera. And there's also a little rock pipit knocking about, and a couple of immature herring gulls with its mother feeding them. So yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous here. What a place. I could just sit here all day and watch this. And last night when I was laid in bed with my little window open, it felt like I was on a ship just looking out to sea. So we decided to walk to Findlater Castle. It'll be a 5-mile walk there and back, and we parked up just over there. And not long after setting off we came across this pet cemetery, and really put a lump in my throat to read all the little pets' names. It's so well kept, and the local people must take pride in it. You can see all the names, all the little doggies and cats, and Pepsi, and Tilly, Keita, Sasha. So touching. So just a bit further down the track we come to this old sign, and gives you a lot of information about the local area. There's also these picnic benches, which is a really nice touch, and there's no litter. And then there's this old little boat launching area, but it's actually a place where in 1820 records show that smugglers used this to bring in gin and brandy and tobacco. So we finally made it. It was a bit of a pull up the hillside, but we've got here, and I'm now looking over the castle, which is down that way. So I'll send the drone up and get some better pictures. So to get to that open window, there are some little paths, a bit rocky. You can walk down here. You can get inside these areas, and this is the one that I went through. And the drop from here is phenomenal. It's absolutely frightens me to death looking over the edge of that. I think there'll be some barriers. Yeah. How cool is that? So we set off walking back to the van, and we had a lovely surprise as a small pod of dolphins were swimming at the side of us, just swimming calmly along. Really nice to see. And so it was back on the road and headed towards a little village called Port Soy. I'd never been here before either, but I found this lovely little parking spot overlooking the sea again. It was only a short walk from the village, and as it turns out, Port Soy's got a couple of lovely picturesque little harbours, and also unbeknown to me, it was also well known and famous for being a film set. And I'm ashamed to say I've never seen an episode of Peaky Blinders, but there was this memorial to a guy called Michael Gray, and people had put flowers and wrote little notes for him there, so it must have been a place where he got killed in the series. And so we had a little walk into town after, and used the coffee shop there. So it's nice to put a bit of money back into the places where we stay. And had a couple of nights here before setting off back to work. And there was just a small matter of calling back in at the service station to see what we could do about these brakes, and I'll let you know what happened. So what I'm going to play you now is the conversation between myself and the garage owner about the brakes.
So do you want us to adjust the price, refund you the difference?
What would that be? What are you talking?
Or that's a calculator job, I don't know. And we'll take some time.
It depends on how much it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll give you some conversation for you. Difference of price, and take an hour's labour off and refund you that.
Well, come up with a figure and I'll consider it.
Sure.
So it was very reasonable and calm and cool, and he came up with a figure of 1 hour's labour plus difference in price of parts, which came to £95, and so I agreed to accept that. So that was the end of it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.